Hi, and welcome to Kloeker's Education Foundation, where we provide quality content for amazing teachers and students. If you're joining us from our previous video on types of business ownership, welcome back. If this is your first time, we're glad you're here. This is our Intro to Business series, and this lesson is on customer relations. Let's dive in. We have two main objectives in this lesson to A, discuss the importance of positive customer relations, and B, describe ways that organizations can build positive customer relations. Now, starting with objective A, discussing the importance of positive customer relations. You might be thinking, so what? But businesses should view their customers as people, not just numbers or dollar signs, to build a relationship with the customer and serve the customer with courtesy and respect. J.C. Penney had a very famous quote, "Every great business is built on friendship." Now, positive customer relations impacts in a lot of ways. It refers to all activities of the business in which a business engages and interacts with its customer. We often use the interchangeable term customer service, but having positive customer service or positive customer relations makes a major difference in making customers happy. The more they are happy, the more they are purchasing, the more they're satisfied, and their expectations are exceeded, which means there's a likelihood that they will return. Now, having positive customer relations is important to make the customer feel important. Listening to their feedback, taking their needs seriously, establishing a relationship with them either through a loyalty program, and having positive customer relations means being proactive. You strive to keep problems from happening. You create new positive experiences for the customer. Now, customers can be tough to please. I've worked retail prior to getting into education. If anyone is working retail in high school or in college, you know that customers can be hard to please. Now, they know how they want to be treated, and they're going to take their business elsewhere if their expectations are not met. And so it's important to build that customer relationship. In many industries, competition is fierce, and that is why it's important to build that positive relationship. Customers generally know what they want. They spend their money wisely, shopping around for better services if they are a smart consumer to compare prices, and customer relations often makes the difference in the choice of choosing between two businesses offering the same product at similar or the same prices. That positive customer relationship is the least expensive way for one to compete. Now, loyalty is incredibly valuable. Positive customer relations encourages repeat business and customer loyalty. Over the long term, they can spend a lot of money on that business, and retaining customers cost way less than reaching out and acquiring brand new customers. This is why many companies offer loyalty programs and loyalty rewards to keep people coming back for more. Now, when a customer has a positive interaction, they of course tell their friends, and that word of mouth referral promotion is priceless. People will entirely believe their friends more than an ad they see on TV or in a magazine. That word of mouth promotion, they tell their friends, they tell their families about your business, and potential customers make it very intriguing to their friends and families because they want them to purchase that as well. It comes from a trusted source. However, a negative customer relationship can also damage one's reputation. Now, employees are the key and the heart of building positive customer relationships. Valuing customers allows a positive work environment for employees. Satisfied employees make satisfied customers, and that everyone is contributing to the overall success of the business. Now, on to our second objective, describing ways that an organization can build positive customer relations. Businesses' process are incredibly important when it comes to customer relations. Even if you have no control over organizational planning, approaching all decisions and activities with the customers in mind, making the customer relations a priority in the overall experience and organized plan, identifying targets and focus on that market, and continuously evaluating what the customer needs and wants. Approaching one's job with a task of customers in mind is incredibly important to building that. And of course, as always, listening to one's feedback. Now, the business environment can play a huge role. Now, this is, of course, the tangible things, the facilities, the waiting room. And it is intangible as well. The way the customers and employees are treated, the way they feel when they interact with the businesses. And so many companies are known for their corporate culture for employees and how they treat customers as well. The business should be promoting teamwork, respect, and professionalism. There's a great businessman by the name of Roy Sutherland. He talks about the business environment, how the custodian contributes just as much to the environment of a five-star restaurant. The food can be great and incredible, but if the restaurant smells terrible, like toilet water or sewage, no one is going to enjoy that experience. Everyone is contributing to that business environment. Technology will play a huge role in building customer relationships. It allows customers greater access to the business, whether it's through a website to ask questions, to see products and photos and information about what they're ordering, to of course order things and track their shipment if it is coming through the mail. Technology playing out in several ways to benefit the customer and customer relations. It allows customers access to the business, not just through websites, but also through call centers for technical support and to provide feedback, to allow businesses to track customer information more efficiently through the use of data management and give personalized attention, better marketing campaigns, much like how one's phone has an algorithm on social media to learn your preferences. Companies develop the same algorithm to better target their customers. People are going to make all the difference in building positive customer relations. It's the most important part. The employees make or break that customer relationship, and so it's very important to take care of one's employees and train them on how to treat the customer. Customer relations are important when it comes to recruiting for one's business, for hiring new employees, for training them, and of course promoting one's brand. Many of the most successful companies use certain techniques for, of course, building that customer relationship, and one of them is to be customer-centric, putting the customer first. This is very often interpreted as the customer is always right. That is not true. To put this role into practice with every interaction with the customer, putting the well-being of the customer first, it applies even when the customer is being difficult or demanding. Now, an example of this is Jay Leno when he was going out, and he's very well known for his car garage, his collection of antique cars. He went out to buy a McLaren and was talking to the salesman, and the salesman said, okay, well, if you're not going to take this onto the racetrack, they're going to try and push, don't buy the porcelain brakes. It's going to cost you $25,000 extra dollars, and it's going to be terrible for you. Just get the regular brakes. That is putting the customer first, looking out for their best interest. Another technique is paying attention to internal customers. Building positive customer relations depends on the employees. They're the face of the company. Their actions impact how customers feel about the business. Many employees also purchase goods and supplies from their own company. For example, Henry Ford offered his employees a significant discount and higher wages once they bought an automobile from his company. But that attitude is contagious. Unhappy employees have a difficulty creating and maintaining positive relations. The way to build positive customer relationships is through communication. The best form of communication is listening respectfully, and customers will have valuable information that they'll give. They'll tell you what their wants are and what their needs are. They'll let you know if you're doing a good job and what you can do to improve, and explain how you're stacking up to the competition if you ask those questions. This is why we encourage customers to give feedback. We make it easy for them to do so and offer incentives. You may have gone to a restaurant and seen at the bottom of the receipt there is a coupon or an incentive to give a feedback survey of how they did that day. Another technique for building positive customer relations is solving complaints quick and in a satisfactory manner. View them as opportunities to build a relationship rather than an annoyance. And successfully resolving a complaint can lead to a better customer relationship. Fix it with courtesy, and if there is an error, apologize for the mistake. Be thankful. As a business, your success depends on customer loyalty and repeat customers. Show customers that you are grateful, they appreciate it. Say thanks. It is often simple and free and can be shown often through special benefits or perks or loyalty programs, which many companies have instituted. Another technique for building positive customer relations: display courtesy, friendliness, and professionalism at all time. Treat your customer with respect, smile, offer to shake their hand, use their name in interactions. And as a customer, you should use the employees' names too. In your checkout, don't just say, "Hey, how's it going?" Look at their name tag, greet them by name, and build that relationship. It'll be a much better experience for everyone there. We only have 3 more techniques left when it comes to building positive customer relations. Keeping one's promises. Broken promises, of course, disappoint the customer, and they are going to be much more devastated. So it is better to always underpromise and overdeliver rather than break a promise. If you must write a refund check, tell them they're going to get it in 12 days when you know they're going to get it in 8. Better to underpromise and overdeliver than to break a promise where the customer is going to be upset. Be helpful. It is very often once a business gets started that we understand the roots. What are people going to ask? Being able to help them with their basic questions and problems, and knowing what they're going to ask can often be helpful as companies create website pages like frequently asked questions where you can solve their program or their problem before it even reaches an individual at the business. If you can't help though, know who can help them. And our last technique for building customer relationship: remember the touch points. Happen over the phone, online, through the mail, through marketing. Create a positive experience every time for every customer, and you'll surely be successful. Let's take all those points that we just covered in this lesson and let's apply it to where we are now. How does your school or institution build positive customer relations with its students? What steps does it take to make the students feel important? Demonstrates that it takes their needs seriously. Does it provide solutions for their needs? Does it encourage feedback and communication from the students? Would you say that you're a happy customer with the product offered by your school or educational institution? And if you're going to say no, what can be done to improve that experience realistically? Now let's take the principles we just learned about and apply them to a real-life scenario so we can continue to build strong ethics and character in business through the gray zone. How would you treat a customer who's being difficult or dishonest? Imagine you're working at a customer service counter in a retail store, Walmart, H-E-B, Academy, wherever, and a customer attempts to return an item that has clearly been damaged after the sale. The company policy states that you cannot accept returns for damaged merchandise. But unfortunately, you have no way to prove the customer is at fault. The customer says she received these goods in the damaged condition. So what should you do? Accept the return without question or refuse? How do you decide between losing revenue and creating a negative customer relation? Lesson. Thanks for joining us. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Our next lesson on profits is just a click away. I'll see you there.